welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be an informative video, right? So today I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to give you 10 tips on how to land a job, okay? So you have been on Indeed.com, Career Builder, Monster. You've put your resume out there, and now you finally got that call saying, hey, we like what we see on paper, but now we're ready to meet you and see if you still meet the qualifications for this job. So how I'm going to tell you how I know these tips work, because, okay, let me knock on wood. That's me knocking on wood, saying that there hasn't been, and my friends can attest to this, an interview that I went on and I wasn't offered the job, okay? There hasn't. One thing about me is that I'm extremely confident in selling myself. That's what you do in an interview process. You're basically selling yourself to this company, and you're supposed to leave a lasting impression on the interviewers or interviewers that if they don't hire you, they've made the biggest mistake of their life. They need to feel like, let's call her back immediately, because we don't want anybody else to snatch her up. So if you want that type of result, then you need to keep watching this video. Okay, number one of the most important things that you need to do is you need to dress the part. What I mean by dress the part, you need to be business professional. When I say business professional, what I mean is you need to have on a suit. And you making your first impression on them. And if you come in dressed like you're going to school, then you're not going to land the job. Even if it's a McDonald's, whoever type of job, they're not going to be interested in you because you weren't interested in yourself enough to come in a professional manner. So number one, dress the part. So the next tip is tip number two. With tip number two, you want to make sure you bring at least 3 to 4 copies of your resume with you, because you don't know how many people are going to be interviewing you, and you want to make sure everyone have a copy of your resume to follow along with you. And people, take the time out to go to Kinko's and get really nice resume paper, not the paper you printing off at home that's really thin, and you want to put your best foot forward. I don't know how many times I'm probably going to say that throughout this entire video. So number two, 3 to 4 copies of your resume for one interview. Number three, you guys, is super important. If you are on time, you are late. If you're on time, you are late. If your interview starts at 9 a.m. in the morning, you should be there by 8:30. Show them that you're serious about this job and that there was nothing else more important to you than making sure you were there on time. So again, what did I say? If you arrive on time, you are late. Okay, so the next tip is tip number 4. Tip number 4 is you want to research the job that you're going to get. Research the company is what I mean. If you know that you're going to be working for ServiceMaster, you need to know some great qualities of why you want to work for them. You need to know something about them so that you can have some type of questions to ask them about the position as well as the company. And also show them that you took interest. Go out to the company's website, read their mission statement, know something about the company that you just saying, I want to work for, right? So number 4 was research the company. Number 5. A lot of people drop the ball on this one, you guys. So number 5 is make sure you prepare some questions for the person who is going to be interviewing you. Ask them questions like, well, how soon are you looking to find someone to fill the position? Ask questions that you may not have found on their website that wasn't just public knowledge or public information. So be prepared. That shows that, hey, I am inquisitive. I am interested about the company in which I'm willing to interview for, to say I want to work for, right? So that is very important. You don't want to be at the end of the interview. Every interviewer closes with, so what questions do you have for us? And you looking like, I don't have any questions. That says to the interviewer that you aren't as interested in the job, the company that you're applying for. Okay. Number 6. Number 6 is you want to rehearse almost or practice interview questions that you know you will be interviewed. Most of all jobs, interviewers are asking behavioral type questions. And you can go out onto Google and say you were researching, I don't know, you were applying for a financial analyst position. Type in Google interview questions for an analyst position job. So you guys, you want to start with the STAR method, and the STAR method of using a scenario when they ask you a question like, so tell us how you handled an irate customer. What they want to hear in really quickly or kind of condensed version of, how do you deal with difficult situations? You're going to say the difficult situation, and then you're going to tell them how you overcame that. And you always want to end on a positive note, as far as like, I had a difficult customer and her name, I'm giving you an example, okay? I'm going to give you an example of that. I had a difficult customer. Her name was Sally, and Sally wanted to cancel her service with the company due to a technician not coming out to her home. Well, what I was able to do was to reach out to the branch manager at the local office and get someone out to her home the exact same day. I was able to prevent Mrs. Sally from taking her business elsewhere, as well as I got with my supervisors to see if there was any other incentives that we can offer her. At the end of the day, she renewed her contract with us. Bam! So you want to be able to do that, and do that on your feet, and not be very long-winded, because a lot of people get to that question and they're super long-winded, and that is, you're losing people's attention, and that's not good in an interview. Number 7. Number 7 is, make sure you always send a following email thanking everyone for their time and taking time out of their schedule to actually interview you. Because what you've just done is you have placed yourself back at the top priority list, especially if you did well during the interview process. People are more likely to remember someone that's fresh on their mind versus someone who didn't even bother to send a thank you email. Now, in reverse, don't be annoying and keep asking them questions. You don't want to do that, because that's a huge turn off, and you're probably getting on their nerves, so you might not get the job. Okay, number 8. So, number 8, you guys, you want to be able to explain to the people who are interviewing you any successes that you may have had at your previous job, or anything that you accomplished. If you moved up within the corporation, explain to them what you did to get that accomplishment, or to achieve that accomplishment, or to achieve any type of career goals or career success. This is also an opportunity for college students who don't have any type of work history. This is your opportunity to tell how your leadership skills work, as far as group projects that you take over the project, not in a bad way, but in a way that express that you have leadership skills. Okay, number 9. We are number 9. Okay, so number 9, you want to be able to explain to the interviewers what makes you unique. What is unique about you other than the 1,000 applicants that they've reviewed? And it has to be something other than you're trustworthy. Most people are going to say they're trustworthy, so I definitely wouldn't go with that answer. So here you want to say, what qualities do you bring other than what other applicants may bring to the table? What makes you special? And if you can't tell someone what makes you special and what makes you unique, then they're most likely not going to hire you, because you don't stand out in a crowd. You don't stand, there's nothing about you that says you're different and I need to hire you now. So if I had to answer the question, what makes me unique? What makes me unique is you'll never find another Aquarius. I have the perfect attitude. I love achieving goals. I love to succeed. I'm a very hard worker. I get along with my peers. I am passionate about what I do, and I'm looking for a company in which I can grow with, that I can call my second home, because I'm spending the majority of my time, awake hours, here at this company, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to help the company to continue to succeed. Those are great responses that interviewers are looking for, you guys. So number 10, or ask them, say, is there anything that will prevent you from hiring me today? And if they say things that they will prevent, then you go back and you correct those things. Well, let me explain to you why this isn't a problem. Da 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 da. You see what I'm saying? So that any type of hesitation they may have had to hiring you is gone. And guess what is going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get the job. You are going to get the job. They may call and cancel all the rest of their interviews and tell the other people that the position has been filled. Or they may have common courtesy and take the other people. But you have left a lasting impression in their brain, and all they're going to talk about once you leave is how we're going to get Miss Aquarius Barnett in this chair. Now, I hope that today, you guys, that I was able to help someone, that you take all the tips that I've given you today and you go out there and get you a job, because I'm not going to teach you how to become an entrepreneur, because a lot of people aren't meant to run corporations. So yeah, I thought that, you know, when I'm going through trying to figure out what type of videos I should upload for you guys, I try to think about what my strengths are. What are some things that Aquarius is good at? And I had a friend say, ever since we were 15, I've never seen or heard you say you didn't get the job that you applied for. A lot of it has to do with my husband practicing with me, teaching me how to answer interview questions. I'm already pretty outgoing. I'm already bubbly. My personality is definitely a great fit with people. I'm very confident in myself and my abilities and my skills, and I just needed someone to sit down and tell me how to articulate that in an interview. And once my husband did that, I was a force to be reckoned with in an interview.